Hello, welcome back, guys. Today we're gonna cover something that we do every day in our real life. Conditional logic that we do outside of this programming also. Let's say I'm driving and I see a red light. It just triggers my mind and I press brakes. I stop on that red light. So that's an if condition. If I see a red light, I'm gonna stop. Else if I see a green light, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna continue. Right? So that's something we do in our real life also. It's not just programming. If I feel really hot, I start my AC, I start the fan or something else. That's an if condition. If I am feeling cold, I wouldn't turn on an AC, right? I would turn a heater rather. So in our real life also we use these conditional logics. If else. If something is there, we'll do some action. If other thing is there, we'll do some other action. So let's implement this in our coding terms, how we deal with the conditional logics. So let me name it something, maybe conditional statement. Let me check my PSVM, public static void main. I got my stub here. Let me show it to you guys. So you guys are already aware of the boolean variable, right? So let's say I have the condition and I assign it a value as 10 equal to 10, which is true, right? 10 is always equal to 10. So this is the equality operator. It's checking. It is used to check if both the sides are equal or not. So I'm just gonna print out my condition. What happens? Let's see. If I do this, it's true, right? If I do 10 equals to 20, no, it's not equal to 20, so it's gonna give me false, right? What we can do is, let me take this int val1 equals to 10, int val2 equals to 20, and let me compare val1 with val2. That's how we define, that's how we put the values in the variables, and that's how we can check, right? It's false. If I make the val2 as 10, it's gonna give me true, right? This is the boolean condition. Now how we can implement it in if statements. How is our conditional logic working in Java? There is a if keyword followed by the parenthesis in which we're gonna put our conditions. Let's say val1 equals to val2, then my block, and so yes, true. If I do this, yes. If I run the code, yes, val1 is equal to val2 because both are 10, and it gets into the code block and it prints true. If it's 20, it's quite obvious that val1 is not equal to val2. What it's gonna do? See, it didn't go to the code block. It just checked here, nothing happened, it's not equal, it came out, there was no other action, nothing was printed out. If I say less than val2, because 10 is less than 20, yes, true, that is less than 20. So this is how if works. You can see there is no other thing mandatory, only if block will work. We don't need else, we don't need anything else. Let me take a real life example maybe to explain more, because there are else conditions, there are else if conditions to explain more things. So let me take a variable named score. We all gave exams at some point and got some grades. So let me do, my score was 91. Yeah, I was right. Just kidding. So string my grade, I'm not gonna initialize it right now. I'm gonna put an if condition. If score is greater than 90, then put a in my grade variable. Alright, this is simple, right? As we discussed before, if score is greater than 90, put a in grade variable. Else if score is greater than 80, in my grade variable put b. Else if, alright, let's go to else block. I don't want so many conditions. Else put c in my grade variable. Then let me print out score is score, because that's stored in the score variable. See, so control space score, sorry, grade is plus my grade variable. This is my program. Let me try run it. Let's see what happens now. It says score is 91. Yeah, that's the value we gave here. And it says grade is A. Okay, from where it came? So after we gave the value 91, we defined the string variable. Now we entered into the condition. If condition, if score is greater than 90, it's gonna put A in my grade variable. Score was greater than 90, definitely it was 80, it was 91. It put that. After that, once it's done with the if block, since the condition is true and it's already performed the actions inside the if block, it's not gonna go in the else if block and the else block. So even though the score is 91, which is greater than 80, right, it's not gonna go in that block because it has already performed this action. It's not gonna go in the else block also. So let's say I change this. Let's say I change it to 90, which is not greater than 90, right? And let me run it now. See what happens. The grade is B now. It checked it. Score greater than 90. No, it is equal to 90, but not greater than 90. It came here. Else if score is greater than 80. Yes, suddenly it is greater than 80. It performed this block of code and came out. Then it didn't go here. So that's how else if works. Similar to our thing. I'm driving on a road. If I see a red light, I stop. If I see a yellow light, I prepare to stop. I slow down my car. If I see else, final thing, else, what is the option? Red, yellow, what is the next option? The only option left is green. Else if there is no red satisfied, no yellow option satisfied, if there is green, I just go, I don't care, and I don't stop. This is how it works. If it is greater than 90, go to A. If it is not, it will check for the next operation. If it is there, the next condition, then perform the next operation. If it is also not satisfied, then come to else block. So let me put here something called 79. So, and then run it. Score is 79, the grade is C. Why? Because the first condition fails, the second condition fails, then it finally lends to the else block. If none of the two is true, then finally I want to perform some action. I'm just putting the grade C, and that's boom, done. So that's how the else if condition works. Pretty much similar way that our life works. We do a lot of actions in similar way using else if conditions every day, maybe 1,000 times. We don't even realize we live like that. So guys, just practice a little bit more on that. This is pretty simple. It's not really complicated, but it's going to be very useful in our programming. A lot of places we use this conditional logic. So stay tuned for the next tutorials, and thanks for watching this. You guys liking it. Hope you guys liking it and continuing with it. And hope to see you in next tutorials. Thank you guys.